Hello my dears and welcome back to my channel. Today is a Wednesday, which means that this is a book talk video. So something I thought I'd like to start doing on this channel is taking these book talk videos and occasionally focusing in on just one author. And I'm going to start that today, and the author that we are going to be focusing on is Paulo Coelho. Now, Paulo is a Brazilian writer who has written over 30 books, which have been translated into more than 80 languages and that have sold millions of copies worldwide. He's one of my all-time favorites, and that just seemed like a natural place to begin. So, I've selected 5 books. 4 I love. 1 just did not do it for me. Now, before I tell you these selections, I just want to put out there that The Alchemist is not one of them. That's not because I didn't love The Alchemist, I did, but everybody talks about The Alchemist, and it's just sort of the first book you associate with Paulo. So I thought that I would leave that one off and just go into more maybe lesser known titles that perhaps you haven't heard of and you would like to read. So let's get right into it and see where it takes us. So the first selection we have here is The Devil and Miss Prym. This is an excellent story of temptation. Now, it's about a very small village, and one day a stranger wanders into it, and he is there to answer the question that's been tormenting him nearly his entire life. Nearly. And that question is, are people inherently good, or are they inherently evil? Now, this stranger brings with him 11 gold bars, which are a lot of money and could change the lives of many people in this village. And to them, he proposes a very interesting moral dilemma. So the story is about these villagers trying to decide what they're going to do. So like I said, it's a story of temptation. It also causes you to kind of look at the darkest places of yourself and think about, the ways that you would react to perhaps not as an extreme a situation as is posed in this book, but little moral dilemmas here and there, and it makes you wonder about them. It also takes a look at what can drive a seemingly sturdy moral person to the brink of madness with temptation. So that alone makes it a very interesting read, and it definitely cracks the top of my favorites. So next up we have, I think I've mentioned this in another video, but I would be remiss not to mention it again because it's one of my all-time favorite books. And that is Veronica Decides to Die. Now, this book is about Veronica, of course, and she is, I think, 24, and she seemingly has it all. She's beautiful, she's successful, she has people who love her, but she's just absolutely distraught, and one night she decides that she's going to kill herself. After that, she's put into a mental hospital where the doctors tell her that because of her suicide attempt, she has damaged her body so much that she in fact only has a few days to live. So now, looking at a more long-term death sentence, kind of, where she actually has time to think, she really does a lot of reflecting, and she meets some people who definitely change her life, a doctor, another patient. And to me, this book looks a lot at the meaning of insanity and also what it means to be someone who does not fit into what society deems normal. The beauty of being different in a world that wants you to be like everybody else. Great book. This was also made into a movie starring Sarah Michelle Gellar that I saw on Netflix not too long ago, and it actually wasn't bad. I mean, the book's clearly better, but the movie wasn't too bad. Next up, we have Retta. This book is about a young Irish girl, Bryda, who sets off on a journey in search of knowledge. And which, saying it like that sounds a bit like The Alchemist, doesn't it? And it does have a lot of similarities to The Alchemist, only bright as a young Irish girl instead of, you know, a boy. But so she goes on this journey in search of knowledge, and while on it, she meets some masters who teach her things about herself. It's a simpler book than some of Paulo's other books, but that's fine by me. Not every book has to be a whirlwind adventure. This book is, it's soft and it's heartbreaking and it's told so beautifully. Paulo is just a universal storyteller. He speaks all of our languages. Now, he might not do it in every book personally to you, but every book has those universal strands. And so, I mean, to me, a lot of this book is just, you know, trying to find the wisdom that you so desperately seek. And there's beauty in that. And I love it. I've read it often, and I never tire of it. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend that. But not if you're in search for something, you know, entirely exciting. Now, the final of my top Paulo Coelho favorites is The Witch of Portobello. This book is so good. This is my favorite, I think. It's tossed up between this one and Veronica Decides to Die. Now, this book is about Athena, and the interesting thing about it is that it's told from the point of view of people who either knew her, or thought they knew her, or didn't really know her at all. And it's such an interesting way to tell a story. And it paints this character as such a mystery. And you're constantly wondering, like, which narrators are reliable and which aren't. And I liked that. I liked the kind of wondering. And this is one of those books that, for me at least, it's very spiritual in a really enjoyable way. And it speaks to me on kind of a soul level. Like, it gets right into it. And whenever I finish the book, I feel empowered and like I've learned something. And that's so great. And this book has one of the best endings that I've ever read. I love it, and I think you might too. So I would definitely recommend. Now, I hate that I have to speak so poorly of a Paulo Coelho book, because this book was just the pits. I did not like it at all. And I wanted to, like, I went in ready to love this, which is kind of, you know, after having read so many of his books and knowing how they go and how I feel about them, I went into this like, yes, we're here, we're ready, let's do it. And that is Adultery. I think this is his most recent book, I think. Unfortunately, the book is about a very unlikable woman who does very unlikable things. Oops, sorry, my phone. Who does very unlikable things. She's selfish and self-absorbed, and she's just not likable, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, because, I mean, you can write a book about such a kind of, you know, dark and unpleasant subject, but still have the character very likable, which makes us kind of more invested in the story. Whereas I didn't care about her, I didn't care about her bullshit, I didn't care about any of it. And it just left me real cold. And the thing is, too, I kept reading, waiting for him to take us there, for me to get to the part where I'm like, okay, this is where we were going. I get it now. And it doesn't get there. There's no beautiful revelation. There's no anything. So I would not recommend this at all, which I hate to say because, you know, but it's the truth. So definitely don't waste your time. There's no deeper meaning here. So that is my Paulo Coelho book talk. Before we go, I just thought I'd fill you in on what I'm currently reading, and that's Dream House. I'm almost done, and I'm quite enjoying it. I'll give a full review probably next week when I am finished. And tomorrow, for any of you who are going to embark on our book club journey with me, we start reading The Nest by Cynthia Dupree-Sweeney. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm saying it wrong with flair. So, yeah, so that's it for now. I hope you are enjoying your week and that spring is being kind to you. If you've read any Paulo Coelho, which are your favorites? Are there any that have just left you feeling like it wasn't worth the read? Which is there are so few books that I can say that about, and Adultery is definitely one of them. So, you can't win them all. Anyway, again, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you guys on Friday with my April Beauty Favorites. Talk to you guys then. Bye.